What's up, guys? Abstract Tiger Productions here. I am Chris,
I'm Drew.
and we are here with a review of sorts of the Ant-Man and the Wasp, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. Let's get the title right, shall we? We ended up having. Normally, when we do this, we try to do it immediately after the movie, because if you follow us on the channel or whatnot, you've seen us do that several times. You know, being in the theater or out in the parking lot immediately after the movie, and
I think only Eternals is the one that we've done in studio besides this one.
Yeah. We ended up having to, because of scheduling weirdness, had to see it separate times. But we still wanted to kind of give our thoughts.
Yep.
As brief as possible, hopefully. We probably will be getting into spoilers, so if you have not seen it, be mindful of that. You might want to go see it, pause this video, go see it, unpause the video when you get back.
Yeah.
My first initial thoughts are this. I mean, it was a good movie. I enjoyed myself in it. While watching it. It seemed a little bit more of a serious tone than the first two. It did have some humor in it.
Yep.
But it did seem to have a more serious thread running through it. Especially after Kang is revealed, essentially.
Oh, yeah. Everyone just keeps calling him, you know him.
You know him.
Yeah. And it's like, he's all over the marketing. We know his name.
Yes.
Why don't you just come out and say it?
Well, it's...
Especially if you watch Loki. You know who Kang is.
Yes. And that's another thing. When you go see it, if you have not seen it yet, stay. There's two post-credit things. One mid-credit and post. It wasn't. It. You know what? I felt like I missed, and it's gonna be kind of silly, but I missed Luis.
I fully understand that.
Oh, I'm sure Michael Pena was doing something else at the time, and I don't know.
No, he wasn't in the script at all. They said Luis's character would not fit the tone of this movie. They didn't bring back T.I. for external reasons. If you follow TMZ bull snot, then you know what I'm talking about.
No.
He is basically canceled. But Damon Dastmalchian, who plays the Russian.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
And Polka Dot Man and Suicide Squad.
Yes.
They brought him back, but not as that character. They had him voice
another character,
one of the characters in the Quantum Realm. Okay. So they brought him back. But I actually saw where Peyton Reed and Kevin Feige were talking about, we love Luis and we would have loved to have him in this movie. We just didn't think that he was a good fit for our tone.
Yeah,
but
and I can see
Luis is not out of the MCU.
No, he's not.
But that was the thing they said. They said, "Don't worry, Luis is not out of the MCU." So
I would love to get Luis. I would love to see him cross paths with Sam Wilson / and just have his reaction. That's just
because of the way
Sam Wilson,
the post credits from the first Ant-Man.
When
Luis is telling the story about how Sam's looking for him. To set up the airport. Okay.
They say yes. Anyways,
I rewatched those. Okay, so I was watching the GQ iconic roles thing. And Michael Pena, I almost said Luis. Michael Pena said that playing Luis is the hardest thing he's ever done. Well, because the cadence of the dialogue that he has to do for the story setups is the hardest thing he has to do. And so he said that's the hardest character he's ever played. And then right after that, I was like, you know what? I can't not do it. So I went onto YouTube and I watched all of the Luis storylines back to back. And I was like, okay.
Well, from what I've heard, is he based that Luis persona on like an actual cousin of his that acts.
It was a guy in his
like
neighborhood.
Yeah,
That was in a GQ interview. He was like, "There's this guy that I grew up with. He lived like down the neighborhood, and he had this way of talking, and he would tell these stories, and I was like, I couldn't crack Luis. I couldn't crack this character. Edgar Wright hired me before Edgar Wright left the movie, and they kept my character in the story because they used a lot of the same script. But I couldn't crack the character, and then I thought about that guy back home, and I was like, there he is.
That guy, yes.
There he is.
Yeah. Well, outside of that, it was an interesting movie. It was kind of, like I said, more of a serious tone to it than the previous two, which is not a bad thing. You know, we all can't have happy, joy, you know, stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Which just kind of sets up for, I guess, this whatever the new phase is. I don't know which phase we're in. 12?
Phase 5.
500, something like that. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
I've
Black
lost
Panther
count.
ended Phase 4, and this is the first movie of Phase 5.
Okay. Wow. All right. So, it was interesting how they portrayed the quantum realm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess in the worlds they're in. Bill Murray was all right until he wasn't, and then is he dead or did he just?
He got eaten.
Okay,
by the giant.
Eaten, yes.
The giant
Yeah,
version
the
of the
giant
octopus
version of
that
the
he
thing
was
that
eating.
yes.
But
Okay.
yeah,
Or could he have pulled a Ron Perlman and cut his way out? Like,
you're not wrong, but
that's
see,
the second time we've referenced and filming Pacific Rim. Not in the same video, but in this recording session we're doing.
So,
wow.
But you're not wrong. But see, here's my thing. And you also have to take into context, he did the same thing in Hellboy.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, wait.
Yeah.
Was the first Pacific Rim Guillermo del Toro?
I don't remember. No.
I want to say it was.
I don't remember. Maybe?
Either that or I'm just getting all my wires crossed and...
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't think I've ever paid enough attention to that. I just enjoyed it.
Yeah. So here's what I have to say about Krylar, which is
Okay.
Lord Krylar,
Lord Krylar, yes.
which is Bill Murray's character.
Yes.
Why? I understand it was a Bill Murray cameo.
Yeah.
They set that up. They hyped it up. I remember when they came out. They came to Comic-Con, and they had Bill Murray on stage talking about being an Ant-Man and joining the MCU and all that kind of stuff. And he's got one freaking scene. I was so mad. It's not like Ben Kingsley playing Trevor Slattery and, lasting a whole movie and then coming back for other characters.
Yeah.
It's not like Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins as Odin.
Yes.
You get an actor, a comedy legend like Bill Murray, and you use him in one scene.
Which almost leads me to believe that we may have him in something else, maybe? I don't know.
I just feel like it was a waste. If it would have been a post-credit scene, like Howard the Duck style, where you saw him walking away or crawling away from the octopus or something, and they were like, Kang will return, Lord Krylar will return, something like that.
Krylar will return.
That would have been perfect.
Yeah.
I would have been fine with that. But I am so mad that he's only in one scene. That is my biggest...
Yeah.
No, sorry, take that back. Second biggest complaint about that whole movie is why get Bill Murray to play an insignificant character? He was there specifically for exposition to explain she knew Kang before this happened.
Right.
That's it. And to be the traitor,
Yeah.
which saw that coming a mile away. He's a freedom fighter that's now got a title. Yeah, he sold out. He's like, oh no, it's Lord Krylar now.
Lord Krylar now.
And who gave you that title?
Yeah.
Who wants Octopus?
Yeah, who wants Octopus?
So,
though I will have to say they did make this, and they used a term that we haven't heard since Loki, variant. call them variants.
They didn't use that in No Way Home?
No, they did
or
not.
Or did they say versions?
They
alternate versions of yourself? When talking about the other Spider-Man and stuff?
They didn't use variant.
Okay.
They may have saying this is like a... They just kind of said, oh, here's another Spider-Man. Here's another Peter Parker. You know,
okay.
You dressed like a youth pastor?
Yeah. Okay. I was trying to remember if they could use the word versions or variant.
They, you know, I don't think they even referred to that. They're just like, here's another Peter Parker. Here's another Spider-Man. And here's the villains that came tagging along.
Multiverse of Madness.
I don't remember them using variants, but they may. I don't know. But I just remember it specifically because of this.
Yeah.
Because actually, correct me if I'm wrong, this is the same guy who was at the end of Loki season 1.
He Who Remains?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the
Jonathan
same guy.
Majors plays the same character across the whole...
Yes.
And if you watch the first post-credit scene, you know what I mean by the across the whole multiverse.
Yes.
Which...
Right.
That was incredible.
Yeah.
I did not think they were going to do that. I thought they would save that for a tease later on to set up Kang Dynasty.
Nope.
No, they put it at the end of this one, and I loved it.
And they just...
And if you pay attention, all of the... This is spoilers, so I'm going to say it.
Yeah.
Spoilers. The Council of Kangs...
Council of Kangs.
The Council of Kangs used the same interdimensional transporter that Fantastic Four Reed Richards on 838 did. When he came into the Illuminati chamber, it was the same.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it was more of like a and he just kind of appeared.
Yeah.
But that was how they were showing up. Yeah. The same effect, same sound effect, everything. So I thought that was really cool.
That was interesting.
I'll let you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. And speaking of that, the still in spoiler, we got to see the Egyptian Kang. We got to see
Ramatut.
Yeah, we got to see Jabra. I had it. We had the future Kang, and then
was that Immortus?
I don't know.
The one that's got the giant top hat.
No, It was like the future. Like it was like had like a robo suit on or something like that. It was one of the three in the post credits.
Gotcha, the three that are talking. Okay.
The three that are talking. I can't remember who the other one was.
I saw a breakdown on who the Council of Kangs was, and people were like screenshotting. I don't know how they got the screen grabs legally, but people were screen grabbing and naming all the characters. I want to say the one you're talking about is called the Scarlet Centaurian, or something like that.
Was it a...
But I want to say one of them was Immortus, and had a top hat. Not like a top hat like Abe Lincoln, like one of the long hats like this.
Okay,
like, Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay, I may have not seen that.
Okay.
But I don't... Was it a Spartan or a Roman Centurion? I don't remember.
No. The Scarlet Centurion is the name that they give, like,
I'm trying to remember
future version of, essentially, in the comics, a Kang variant gets trapped in the past and becomes Iron Lad in the New Avengers, and this is supposed to be like a futuristic version of him.
Okay. I'm trying to remember. There was the Pharaoh Kang, the super future robot looking Kang, and then there's the third one. I can't remember because they were just the three of them talking. That was like the exile is dead now.
Yeah, and the one who was exiled is now dead.
Oh, I can't remember what he was, and I had it, and then it just left me. Anyways, it was interesting having that little odd dynamic with Scott and Cassie at the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
What happened to the mother? I mean,
she's around.
Okay, she's around still. I mean,
yeah. Remember,
did Cassie go? I don't know. Maybe she just.
No, she's been hanging out with Janet and Hank and Hope.
Right.
Because Scott's been working on his book tour.
Yeah.
And the mother, if I'm not mistaken, now that Cassie's older, like old enough,
Yeah.
she's moved out of the house. The mom and the cop husband, I want to say, have another kid at this point.
I don't
like a
know.
baby.
I don't know.
I guess it wouldn't be a baby now. It'd be like a preteen.
I don't know.
5-year, whatever. But
I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. Maybe it's just one of those odd things. Just it's like, it's like Cassie just kind of living on her own somewhere or something like that. I don't know.
No, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she's living with the grandparents.
Okay.
She's living at the Pym Manor or whatever it's called.
Yeah, because I remember her calling Grandpa Hank.
Yeah.
Like, all right, that's funny, but
yeah,
I kind of figured
she would have had to find someone to be with.
Yeah.
Post blip, because she kept aging.
Well, I think her parents.
Her mom was there. I don't know about Cop Dad.
Yeah, we don't know.
Which I love that actor. I just could never remember his name. It's I want to say it's Robert something or other. Or he's played a character named Robert. I don't know.
I don't know. It was just kind of odd, you know. But I don't know.
I will say, Hope taking over the company. That I thought was a really interesting story.
Okay. Oh, at the end.
No. It was in the flashback. Hope took over the company. Pym Van Dyne Technologies or something like that.
Yeah, that was at the end of the movie. I thought.
No, it was at the beginning.
Okay.
Because it's talking about how she's a powerhouse, and he would come to business meetings, and then they'd suit up and go to lunch together on top of the Golden Gate Bridge.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay, yeah, it's been a bit since I've seen it, so yeah.
It was at the very beginning when he was doing his voiceover.
Okay, yeah, and I guess I didn't catch that part. I know that at the end they did another rebrand or something like that with it, and that's what I remember. But yeah, interesting. So I don't know. It was just kind of a weird, odd dynamic. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. It didn't feel really fleshed out that much. It's like, okay, we got to have some sort of conflict as a reason why that's, I guess, I don't know. And just like, he's been on the book tour, and that's the only thing that's got going on for him. And
yeah. And becoming Baskin-Robbins Employee of the Century.
Yeah. Even though he worked for that for what, 1 day?
If even I would say he was there a week. Long enough for his background check to come back.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, So I do have. Baskin-Robbins always finds out.
Yes.
I do have 2 questions for you.
Okay.
1, what did you think of Look Out for the Little Guy?
It was an interesting message. A good message, I guess, kind of.
I'm at the book.
Oh.
That's the title. That's the title of the book. That's why he kept saying
I thought you were... Okay, yeah. I don't know. I mean, if you have nothing else to do and you write a book, I mean, it's like...
And also from Miss Marvel, we learned he has a podcast. So he also has a podcast, which completely breaks down how the event, the battle in Endgame actually went. Yeah. To the point that's how people found out about Captain Marvel. The reason why I ask is because Peyton Reed and Paul Rudd, while filming this movie, actually sat down and wrote that book for real.
Oh, okay.
And it's coming out in September. It actually says, Look Out for the Little Guy by Scott Lang. And it's like the full book.
Interesting.
So, I just want to know if that was something you'd be interested in.
Probably not.
I can't wait to pre-order mine.
That would be it. I mean, maybe not necessarily as a read, maybe as just like a piece of memorabilia that's like, oh, this is funny.
Oh, if you could get it signed. If you can get it signed by Paul Rudd as Scott Lang.
Yeah.
That would be incredible. Because, it was a book signing.
Right.
So,
yeah, but... I don't know.
My next question is, there's one specific thing that I noticed you're avoiding,
Am I?
And I think there's a reason, and we might have the same one.
I don't know.
What did you think of MODOK?
MODOK.
Because you have not talked about MODOK. Almost.
Okay.
It seemed like it was on purpose.
No. It wasn't on purpose. It was to be perfectly transparent to the audience. It's been a week since I've seen it. There's not a lot of things on my mind, and I could have easily taken notes because there wasn't that many people at the Urge screen.
Ours was packed.
It was not. I went to an early showing.
We went to a Sunday night at 7 p.m.
I was at Saturday morning, first showing.
Noon?
Well, it was 1:10. But
nice.
Yeah, so nobody was there.
Everybody Saturday matinee, let's go.
So, yeah, Saturday matinees. Best time to see a movie.
Yeah, we went Sunday at 7 p.m. and it was like...
Yeah, I can imagine.
Both sides.
Yeah, so MODOK... It was alright. I think they could have done a little bit more with him.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I feel like he could have easily made him a little bit more goofy and goofy, but they did make him very dangerous.
Oh, absolutely. They did a great job with his weapons and stuff. Yeah. I love that he had the unibeam. The unibeam. I'm shocked that he actually had that. And I remember, I don't remember if I showed you on camera or off camera, but I showed you the leak that came out from Comic-Con of what MODOK looked like.
No, I did not. I don't ever remember seeing, because I think,
Yeah, I was like, because I told you.
I remember you telling me that he
Yellow
was going to
be.
He got mushed, and they said his head was pretty much.
Yeah,
but
because his helmet got cracked during the fight.
Yeah, and
so his head was the only thing that didn't shrink with the rest of the, what's it called?
Body.
No. The tech they use.
Yellow Jacket. I don't know.
The
Pim Parkles. I don't know.
Yeah, but there's a name for it. My thing is broken.
Regulator.
That thing.
Okay.
There we go.
It's just a generic piece of technology that's attached to it. It's.
But that's what they call it, the regulator. My regulator's broken.
Okay.
And that's why Janet got lost.
Yeah. Well, she didn't get lost. Well, she did get lost, and then she became a freedom fighter for 30 years, and then ran.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. MODOK, I have a feeling he'll probably be back somehow.
A variant, maybe. I mean, we kind of saw him.
Yeah, that's true. He did die.
I was like, he literally did the dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least I died an Avenger. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You're an Avenger.
Yeah. Yeah, and
I had one complaint about MODOK, but I'll let you finish your thought.
Okay. Was it the one scene where they put him in the thing at the first time?
I didn't have a problem with the butt shot.
The butt is like,
What's actually really funny is they weren't going to include that. But Peyton Reed was watching the editing and was like, make his butt crack bigger. It'll make everyone laugh, I promise.
It was like, I don't know. My theater was like, That's how their
tiny baby legs. It reminded me of Deadpool 2 when he's throwing his legs back out.
His legs back out.
Toddler.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
my big complaint was whoever rendered his head, he sounded like Corey Stoll. And it looked like Corey Stoll's face was expanded.
Yeah.
But that bald head sticking out the top, I feel it was unnecessary.
I don't know.
Like, it was...
Is MODOK bald in the comics?
You don't ever see him with his quote helmet off, as far as I recall.
Okay.
Because his face is the screen.
Okay.
So it's not like one of these where it's like, mask off, Iron Man style.
Well,
I hit myself in the nose.
No. I mean, the only reason why I was just like, because he got damaged. I don't know.
Yeah, but it was just, it when it inevitably, gets released on Disney Plus, or, screen grabs get leaked online, if they're not already, just look, his face looks good.
Yeah.
But you could see the individual pixels where his head is, because it's like they had to take a picture of Corey Stoll.
Well, I'm sure
blow it up, put it in the frame, and then when they were rendering it, it's like, oh, that dude's bald? Let me fix that for you.
And
I thought that was great they brought back Corey Stoll.
Yeah.
As Darren Cross.
Yeah.
Like, I when I first heard that's how they were doing MODOK, I was like, that's awesome. I love the call out that they were like, oh, it's an acronym! And I was like, yes, thank you.
I like the way Scott is like, actually, that's MODOK.
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 Acronyms don't count when you're using
contraction or prepositions.
No.
I don't. Grammar.
Conjunctions.
Conjunctions. Okay.
Fanboys. For and or, but, or you get so.
Conjunction, junction, what's your function? I'm sorry. But I will have to say they did, well, at least for the exiled variant, they did show how dangerous and powerful Kang is.
Mm-hmm.
I almost called him Krang. Completely different. Different.
That's
alien.
Another face in a giant robot body.
Yes.
We got Zola, we got Krang, we got MODOK, we got Teletubbies. Let's kidding.
No.
Okay.
Please, no.
So, if you had to guess, because we both seen the movie and you know the kind of person I am, can you guess what my least favorite thing is about the movie?
Cassie's suit. Cassie having a suit.
You're closer than you think.
Okay. Or
if you give her
being
the
able
suit,
to give her a suit, and then
if you give her the suit, you give her the powers. She can shrink. She can grow.
Yeah.
Where's her name?
Oh, okay. They didn't give her her name. I guess I don't know.
She's Stature.
I don't know.
That's her name from the comics.
Well,
they called Janet Wasp 2.
Yeah.
They call Hope Wasp 2. Janet's Wasp 1.
Yeah.
Hank is Ant-Man 1.
I mean,
they even gave the name to Lawrence Fishburne's character Goliath.
Okay. Here's my thoughts on that. I don't know the comics. I wouldn't have known that.
I just thought it was pointless. Like, oh, you have a suit.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's pretty much like she has a suit. Hank and Hope are training her or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But she's at a point where, it's just like in like the initial stages of training. I mean, she's not proficient enough to have a code name as of yet. That's how, that's my logic of why they didn't give her her name. And to be honest, like I said, I don't know the comics that well. I didn't know she was supposed to have a name. That doesn't bother me.
It was one of those things that was like, we just watched her use her powers, and we couldn't even get, like, someone... Well, she just changed stature. Or, just a line. Or some kind of exposition when it shows them all working together at the end of the movie. Where it's like... It could be just as simple as when you see... at the end of Avengers, Iron Man...
It just doesn't bother me at all. It's just... It was just... that's just me.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know the comics way more than I do.
I only know about Stature because I've heard so many people saying, Cassie better get the name. Cassie better get the name. And I'm like,
okay.
I agree with that.
A bunch of people, okay. I don't see the vitriol.
Like, if they would have went through the whole movie without giving her a suit, then that's fine. Okay. That sets it up. It's just like Terrence Howard Durroti. Next time, maybe. Just...
Yeah, well...
I have one more small nitpick.
Okay.
Small nitpick. Everybody online had this fan theory that I subscribed to because it made sense.
I didn't look at any of that, so I went in...
The 10 rings come from the quantum realm because of the shape of the rings that make up Kang's multiversal engine.
Okay.
It's swirling rings in a gold orb, just
right.
like how
okay.
when Shang-Chi does it.
Okay.
It looks identical to that. And then his whole giant base is one giant floating rings like this. And so people were saying that the 10 rings come from the quantum realm. The bangle, what they call the Jinn, is actually quantum people.
I don't know.
They just said it's future tech and just went with it. They didn't actually say how he gets his power. They didn't say how he channels his power. It's just blue flashy beams coming out of his hand. And he can only use his powers when he's got his helmet down. Which is really cool because it gives it the classic Kang costume look. The scars being actually on his face in his human form.
Right, on his skin.
Yeah, instead of it being cracks instead of it being cracks in his helmet like what the comics are. Or him actually being blue-skinned. Which makes a lot of people think he's Kree, but he's not. But just
I didn't think. I mean, that's a connection I would have never have made.
If you look at the way his multiversal engine is, when it's swirling, it looks just like Shang-Chi's.
And to me, that doesn't scream connectivity and continuity. That screams, okay, we have this particle engine in the animation software. We're going to use that for both of these things. That's just outside. I was like, okay, we made this swirly thing for this one movie. We can use it for this other movie for a much bigger object.
Backstory on Kang because they were trying to keep it so mysterious because they wanted the big Council of Kangs reveal at the end, but we still don't know anything about Kang, and it's hopefully Loki season 2 helps with that.
Maybe
because we know we're gonna get Kang again because the shot from the post-credit scene is an actual scene from the TV show.
Okay.
From season 2. Apparently, it made MCU history because it's the first movie to include a full scene from an upcoming Disney Plus show. So now instead of setting up future movies, they're going to set up future TV shows. Kang has such a rich backstory, and to see the Council of Kangs and Rama Tut and Immortus and the Scarlet Centaurian and potentially Iron Lad, and we even saw the Gorilla Kang.
Okay.
Yeah, just like how there's an alligator variant of Loki, there's a gorilla version of Kang.
Okay.
When you're showing the Council of Kangs and it does that far pan out where they're all like, yeah! He's like at the bottom left corner.
I would have to go and rewatch it or something like that because there was just so much in that scene. It's just like, okay, that's all right. There's too much to take in.
Yeah,
and my mind
talking
shut off at that point.
Everybody showing up and then screaming. So, yeah.
Overall, it was a good movie. I liked it. I had, like I said, the way I judge a movie is, did I have fun watching it? Yes. Okay.
Yes.
It's a good movie. So, I mean, that's just my thoughts and our thoughts and whatnot. Moving forward, interested to see kind of how they redirect this into another, like, Avengers. I mean, are we going to get, like, the next generation Avengers? Obviously we have Sam as the new Captain America.
Yep, and he's getting his own movie.
Bucky,
who's going to be in Thunderbolts.
And then we have obviously Scott. Are we going to have Wasp?
Wasp and Scott kind of come hand in hand now.
Yeah, so
because Endgame officially canonized her as an Avenger, whereas because she got mad at him for not including her in Civil War.
Yeah,
she's like, I would have come if you asked me, but you didn't even bother.
Yeah.
He's like, I was on house arrest.
So yeah, and then I don't think Thor's going to be back. He's off doing whatever Thor things with the little girl.
Love.
Yeah, Love.
Which is his daughter in real life.
Yes.
which I think is super
great.
cool.
Yeah, that was cool. And Mjolnir was bedazzled.
Yes. And he has Mjolnir and she has Stormbreaker.
Yes.
I'm just waiting for Beta Ray Bill. I know he was a champion. I know he's on the side of the Ragnarok Tower. I don't care. Yeah. I want Beta Ray Bill to come and be like, that's supposed to be mine. And I want like someone really, really cool to voice him.
So I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see. I mean, what other things that they kind of got planned. I don't know. For a while there, I was on Marvel burnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of sort of am in that little phase, but there's nothing really else.
Nope, not until
James Gunn and all the people over at DC figure out what they're doing.
I mean, the announcement came out. Did you see it?
I saw it, and it's just like, okay.
I was gonna say I'm really excited for Creature Commandos because
I don't know who that is. I mean,
okay, so they're like the old Universal monsters.
Okay.
Like you got Frankenstein, you got Dracula, all that kind of stuff, as World War II soldiers fighting Nazis. But they said they're going to take that storyline and adapt it into modern day.
Okay, so
which is really interesting because
they sort of doing a better version of League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. But the thing that makes it really cool is think about Suicide Squad, but they're all like.
So it's kind of like so it's like Justice League Dark-esque. So,
that's a closer comparison.
Okay.
It's going to be an animated. It's going to be an animated TV series. It's the first thing that's going to come out. It's already deep into production. He's been working on this for months before he made the announcement. Before he even became the head of DC Studios, he's been working on it. I'm excited for Superman Legacy.
Okay.
That's the new Superman movie that James Gunn's writing.
Right,
and people are assuming he's going to direct it, but that hasn't been confirmed.
Is it? I don't think it's going to be Cavill.
It's definitely not going to be Cavill. They said that this is going to be an established Superman who's already working at the Daily Planet and trying to balance being Superman with everyday life.
Yeah.
Think about like Superman in a Spider-Man story.
Yeah.
So that's really cool to me. They said they're going to skew a little bit younger, but that doesn't mean much.
No. And I am kind of interested to see how the Flash movie that's coming out is going to change everything.
Apparently, it's
going to change.
Mind blowing.
Yeah, and I can see that because of what it's all going to have. Has all in the real world has happened. It's okay.
Apparently, it is, and multiple people have said this, the greatest superhero movie ever made. James Gunn said that himself, and he's got some room to talk. He's got clout. But here's the other thing, and this just came out in the news yesterday, at the time of this filming.
Yeah.
They have so much faith in this movie that it'll be the first comic book movie to be featured at CinemaCon. 2 months. In April. The people who own the movie theaters are going to get to watch it. And there's also, critics and things like that, too.
And this has absolutely nothing to do with
nothing to do with Ant-Man, but since Ant-Man did not do well, critics-wise,
well,
it did fairly well audience-wise. I believe it is the lowest rated Rotten Tomatoes score in MCU history, with 46, I believe, is what it was.
Sure? Are you
yes.
Sure, not Morbius got lower.
No, that's not MCU.
Okay,
that's Sony Marvel.
Okay, kind of. But
so
they kind of marketed sort of it beats.
They were trying to do the whole multiverse thing, and they decided to change their mind at the last minute, and tried to cut Michael Keaton out of the post-credit scene, and then it was a mess. But he was there, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
So
I never saw it. Didn't want to see it. I would never cared about it.
I watched it. It wasn't as bad as people make it out to be, but it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way. It's on par with Blade Trinity.
It has goofy people with like Ryan Reynolds running around with it, trying to make it like humor in a serious movie. Okay.
Matt Smith's character. It.
Like 11th Doctor Matt Smith?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Matt Smith's character. Matt Smith is in this movie. Jared Leto's the star. Matt Smith is the co-star.
Okay.
They're the two biggest names on the bill. But I will say, Tyrese Gibson is also in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he is.
But yeah, it's on par with Blade Trinity in the context of it will take everything you know about vampirism, flip it on its head, and it just...
If Twilight hasn't already done that for you.
Morbius is not as bad as people make it out to be. I actually enjoyed it. I was like, if they fix this, and this, and tweak that right there, you can set it up for a sequel.
Yeah.
But it just...
At any rate.
After the first initial turn, it went off the rails. Because the first turn is some of the greatest creature effects I've ever seen. And I watch a lot of like monster movies, not horror specifically, but monster movies. And that is some of the... Like, it was on par with Michael Giacchino's Werewolf by Night special. In creature effects. It was really good. Have you seen Werewolf by Night?
No, I have not. That was during my burnout time.
Oh,
so I missed a lot.
That will help with your burnout. That was probably the best MCU thing to come out in 2022.
We shall see.
Holiday special, Werewolf by Night.
That helped. Watching that was
the holiday special, Werewolf by Night, and
the Adventures of Drax and Mantis.
Kevin, I want to say Wakanda Forever. It had some ups and downs for me.
Wakanda Forever, yeah, that was more of a like we said in our review of that cinematherapy bait.
Yeah,
and a study on grief and loss and whatnot. So,
which is what basically all of Phase 4 was grief, loss, and moving forward after the blip. Now we're completely beyond the blip. We're 2 years after it. And everyone's rebuilding their lives moving forward. Which is what this one was. This is... Scott wrote a book. He's in a good place with Hope.
Yep.
He's got another big issue I had with Ant-Man.
Okay, here
we
go.
To get back on topic. The reshoots changed the marketing.
I did
because
not... Okay.
The trailer. The trailer was...
I don't think I ever saw the trailer.
Okay, so the trailer set it up where Kang and Scott had a deal.
Okay.
Like, they made an arrangement.
They did make an arrangement.
No. Kang was going to help Scott alter time to where he can go back and get that lost time with Cassie.
Oh, okay.
He's like, I can give you the one thing you don't have. Time with your daughter. You can go back like the last 5 years never happened. And that whole dialogue, not in the movie. He's like, you're going to help me or I'll kill your daughter. That was what it ended up being. So that's another thing. Because it was supposed to be like, a big...
I think...
Do I choose my daughter over the rest of the multiverse?
Right. And I
conflict.
think the reason why they may have changed that, and you draw this parallel, if you will, with me... It would be too close to probably what they did in Spider-Man No Way Home. From what
How so?
In the fact that it would have been... I know it's different circumstances, but it's kind of taking that, like, here's something that you really, really want. I can do this for you. And then things go awry from there. I don't know. The way that's kind of how I see it. Like Peter Parker, he got Doctor Strange to do that thing for him to a certain extent with getting into, forgetting about Peter Parker or Spider-Man or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whatever, or whatnot. I think it's not a direct, okay, Scott wasn't actually going to do something like that, making people forget, but
yeah,
it is a same flavor, I guess you could say. That what happened in that film.
Gotcha.
If I'm making myself clear enough,
yes, you are.
Okay.
Speaking of which, just a side note, since you brought up Spider-Man, 2 days ago, it was confirmed and released. Sony and Marvel re-up their deal. Spider-Man 4 is in pre-production. As of 2 days ago.
Okay, so...
They've got the script. They know the storyline they want to do. They've just got to start, building sets and hiring people.
Tom Holland is coming back.
Tom Holland is definitely coming back.
And, is Zendaya come back? Or she
is not confirmed as of yet. People say that there's two reasons for that. One, moving forward from the MJ storyline to where he can meet Gwen. His own version of Gwen.
Yeah. Or
two,
the
Black Cat. Or three,
Silver Sable. That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. Or three,
Negative Man.
They're not. That is such a good game. I love that game so much.
Are we gonna get?
I don't have a PlayStation 5, so I can't play 2 when it comes out.
Or we can actually get an actual decent Rhino.
Oh, I would love that. I've been wanting
a Rhino.
Paul
Giamatti.
I loved Paul. When they announced that Paul Giamatti was going to be Rhino, I was like, yes, I am here for it. They put him in the mech, and I was so mad. I was like, that is a waste. At first, they made him a dumb jewelry heist gangster with the Russian mafia.
Yes.
And then they put him in the mech, and I'm like,
I know. Sorry, that's not.
Yeah, it was. Why? Why would you waste Paul Giamatti like that? Paul Giamatti fought for this role. He is a huge Spider-Man fan. Rhino is his favorite character.
Nah.
They did like a Show Your Crib thing, and he's got Rhino Spider-Man comics in cases. He's a huge fan of the character, and they did him so dirty. Okay, that side note's over. The other main issue is they're waiting to see, once it comes out of pre-production, where the schedules will be.
Okay.
Because she's in the Dune movies.
Right.
And they're filming right
now. I knew that they're...
they've got to figure out what her schedule looks like, because they've already said when they want to put a tentative release date for this. It's tentative, obviously.
Yeah.
But they want to put it between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. Which means they'll have to start filming next year.
Right.
To have it out in 2025.
Yeah. It did. Yeah. I knew that she was in.
So,
I watched the first Dune. I didn't realize it was a part 1.
It says Dune Part 1.
Apparently, I didn't. I missed that.
Yeah, it says Dune Part
1. Oh, so they put it in tiny, tiny letters.
Well,
so
it's a smaller font, but it's right there on the main title screen.
Anyways.
But yeah, and then Dune Part 2, and then Dune Sisterhood has started production. Like they actually started filming, which is the spin-off about the Bene Gesserit.
Okay.
So
we have went off the rails yet again.
It's us. Would you expect anything less? Thank you, Spider-Man.
Oh, you're the guy who gets big and gets small and gets big and gets small. $12 for a sandwich.
$12. No, it was for coffee.
Coffee, yeah.
It was a coffee and a bagel, I think.
Or something, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that was so good. There was one more really good, funny, comedic timing thing that happened, and I'm trying to remember what it was.
Seeing the Ben and Jerry's, no, the Baskin Robbins version, the one in the big pile.
I got the Tower of Scots. I thought was really interesting. Don't worry, I got it. Did you grow big? No, that's not gonna work. No, it was a comedy thing that happened in the real world.
Oh.
It was before they went into the quantum realm.
Oh.
And I'm trying to remember what it was.
Yeah, this is what happens when we don't do this right after the movie. Oh well.
I give up.
Yeah. No outro, just end it, Soprano style.
You're tempted, aren't you?
Yes, I am. But I'm not going to do that.
All the comments like, did their power go out?
No, we just have to have the sound effect of a door opening.
Gracious.
Yeah, we just have to have the sound effect of a door opening somewhere and just.
No,
and then it cuts to black.
No, a door opening and then footsteps and then closing like AOL. Instant messenger.
Jeez.
Someone just left the chat.
You got mail. Anyways. All right. Well, so just on that note of things gone past and should stay there.
He's totally gonna find that and put it in the edit.
No,
really?
I'm not. No.
Oh, that'd be so good.
Be sure to like surprise.
Like Sopranos.
Like surprise! Yay!
That's our next reaction. We're gonna watch The Sopranos. No, I'm just kidding. No, we will not be doing that.
No, surprise.
We'll let Wong and Madison do that.
Yes.
You had to think about what I was talking about.
Yes, I did. It's like, okay, yes, all right. And yeah, like, subscribe, or surprise subscribe. There you go. Hit the bell so you get notified of more nonsense like this. All right. That's all I got. Bye-bye and be blessed, everyone.